Yeah, so Andre, since I've known him, I've been trying to find him a wife. I've done a terrible job.
Yeah, I'm still not married.
So am I. Oh, wait. No. That would be a live at Larry's first, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I'll pronounce you.
Ah, bass player.
I think your favorite boyfriend wouldn't agree
I
with
don't
that.
think he'd like that, but you know,
Be cool with it.
no. All right, but so anyway, yes. If you'd like to marry Andre, he's very eligible. He likes to say he's very clean. I don't know what that means, but he's a barefoot runner. He's a chef. He speaks French and Czech and English. Plays the bass. What else? Oh, wait, right. He's a geoplanetary physicist. He has high standards. I will say that. Don't you think?
That's true.
That's true. So this is actually the book made at Ron's Printing Center of It On Hoboken, and we're going to do a little section where, so Carolyn, do a little plot recap, is 31 years old. She's just broken up with a boyfriend, and she has a habit of, she's really great at finding overlooked landmarks, odd landmarks, and she's very successful with this line of work. But she tends to fall in love with overlooked men, odd men, and she does it the way you would appreciate a landmark. She's like, well, he's very wonderful and unusual and certainly worth attention, and it sort of doubles as, thank you, doubles as,
You're welcome.
thank you. Merci. I was hoping you would do that. It's almost like love, but it doesn't work out quite so well. So at the beginning of the book, as has happened many times before, she's found this overlooked guy. Her support has let him really shine, and someone else has gone, I really do love him, and they've run off into the sunset and been very happy together. And so in her rebound, she's been redecorating her apartment, and she's found an old high school yearbook, and she's about to put it on the shelf, and in the back she finds an old homework assignment, which is Euclid's proof of perfect numbers. And this proof says that a perfect number is the product of a prime and a square. And Carolyn has this sort of epiphany that you can only have really when you're on the rebound, that she's 31, she's a prime, and that true love must be the perfect number. And so what she needs, and enough with these overlooked men, she needs a square. And so she sets out to find the most normal man in Manhattan. Yes. She's not doing very well, and she only has a month left before her 32nd birthday will come, and this proof will no longer work. And in the process of researching a Sinatra landmark at a place called the Friends of Frank, she meets a tough-talking, Sinatra-loving guy, matchmaker, named Jimmy Foss, who offers to take on her case. And so in this little scene that we're going to look at that'll lead into a song, Jimmy has had Carolyn fill out a form to explain, you know, who she really is. And then tells her, much to her chagrin, that after she's done that all they can do is really just wait and see who they find. And to kill some time, he's asked her to take a tour to 3 of her favorite landmarks. And Jimmy Foss says, if we look too hard for your guy, we could overlook him. What do you say we focus on something else for a while? And she says, okay, but what? Take me on a tour, Jimmy Foss said. Show me 3 places a person should see, in your opinion. You sure we won't be wasting time? Carolyn said. This is wasting time, he said, pointing to their feet on the pavement. Right this way, Carolyn said. And so she led Jimmy to the uptown subway. They rode the train to 125th Street, and they walked west to a small tree-lined park. 2 stone benches stood on opposite sides of the park. A large, well-tended lawn stood between them. You stay here, Carolyn said, pointing to the nearest bench. I'm going to sit over there. She settled on the bench across from the lawn from Jimmy Foss and whispered into the stone arm. Tap twice on the arm of your bench if you hear me, she whispered into the stone arm of the bench. Came the reply. Your turn, Carolyn whispered. Put your lips near the stone and say something, softly. What do you call this place, Toots? Oh, these are the whispering benches, Carolyn whispered back. I like the name. And this is a very interesting place, said Jimmy Foss. You're good at this tour guide thing, Toots. Really? So, what's next? Well, Carolyn's second favorite site in the city was located under an arch of the West Side Highway. I can't see one of those double-decker tour buses pulling up here, Jimmy Foss said. And I mean that in a good way, Toots. Carolyn pulled back a bunch of tall weeds, revealing an ivory-covered wooden door. It was small, less than 3 feet from the ground. We're going in there, Jimmy Foss said. Unless you'd prefer to stay out here, Carolyn said. No, just asking. And Jimmy Foss followed her through the opening. Well, what do you know, he said. I asked you for something worth seeing, and here it is. They were standing in a field in the middle of the city, but it looked as though they were underwater. Green sea glass dangled like seaweed from the branches of trees. Patches of sky flowed between the glass vines like water. A school of vodka bottle fish appeared to swim in the air, attached to the branches of real trees overhead with fishing line. This place doesn't have an official name, Carolyn told Jimmy, but I call it the Broken Sea. It was made by someone who used to live down by the marina who got displaced when they upscaled it. And this is the song of the Broken Sea. If you listen closely, you can hear it playing as Carolyn and Jimmy survey the sights around them.